It's pretty damn cold out here in Southern California. A lot of people are saying it's snowing right now. I think it's just slush. I mean, I grew up on the East Coast, so I don't know. We have snow in California in the mountains, but the stuff that we get down here on occasion, it's dirty snow, it's wet snow, it's slush, it's hail, it's frosty, chubby rain. I don't know, man, but regardless of all that nonsense, it is kind of cold out here, but not as cold as how cold-blooded these people at Analogue are. So if you wanted to grab an Analogue Super NT or a Mega SG, I hope you got your hands on one during this final run, because they are now sold out. They are gone. But you know what? The chances of them doing one final last for reals this time, final run, it could be possible. They did that with the NT Mini Noir, if you recall that. So yeah, this kind of sucks, man. What's the future for these guys? The Super NT and the Mega SG, I absolutely love these things. And I know there's other options out there. I always have to say it, man. And this is just kind of a ranting video, I guess. But who gives two pieces of poo as far as how you play your retro games, man? We only live once. Just play your damn games. Have fun. Quit biatching at everybody on how they decide to enjoy their games. I already know there's going to be people like, oh, you play on Mister. Why do this? Well, what if somebody has cartridges? I don't know, man. I play every which way. Like, I'm all over the place. I be emulating games. I be playing games through FPGA hardware, Mister, original consoles. You know, your mom's Vibe, go and borrow one of those and emulate some PlayStation 1 on it. However you play, man, it's great. It's fine. But yeah, having options as far as clone consoles for people who want to play cartridge-based games, you know, higher-end stuff, these FPGA systems, I think is really sweet. It's an awesome thing. You don't like it, you don't have to buy it. That's fine. You know, we can all be big boys and make some choices in life. And not have to worry about what other choices people are making out there. I don't know. I just always, I talk about retro games a lot, and it's, you know, my channel is called Madlittlepixel. That's not my name. I'm not really a mad individual, you know, but so I don't really get like pissed off. I don't go to bed at night squirming around in the fetal position crying because, you know, somebody posted a comment saying, why do you play games this way? You should play it this way. I don't really care, but I just think it's funny. I think it's funny. That's all. So end of that. Play however you want. Who gives two craps, man? Like if you're in your home playing a game, even if it's on like the cheapest ass clone console you could get, or even if it's on your mom's Vibe and you're just in the corner playing, who else is gonna know? Who else is gonna know how you play unless you advertise it, right? If you're just sitting there and you're having fun, who cares what little Timmy online has to say about, you know, your gaming setup? But okay, enough of that. What does the future hold for these fools, man? Analogue, the Pocket. I love the Pocket, and I've said this like plenty of times, and it's just an opinion. It's not like I don't care how you spend your money, but I always thought like, you know, if people buy an Analogue Pocket, you know, not the Pocket necessarily, but any of their products, and it's just like, hey, I just want it to, you know, sideload games type of thing. I don't know. I think there's other, you know, alternatives to that. Like I really think, you know, you get the most out of this if you have cartridges. But like I said before, it doesn't matter how you play, so do what you want. But the Analogue Pocket, I've kind of gone away from that, right? Because with all my other analog devices, I use them for cartridges. But the Pocket, I don't remember the last time I put a freaking cartridge in here, because I almost look at this like it's a portable Mister. Not quite, you know, as feature rich. I'm getting mixed up in the brain here, man. Not quite as feature rich as far as like the Mister with all the different cores and whatnot, but still pretty damn sweet, man. Having all the retro games I want to play. So yeah, I open FPGA this bitch all day. I don't remember the last time I've put a cartridge in this thing. So yeah, what I said earlier about like my thoughts and like, you know, a lot of times it's like, hey, you know, these products, you really get the most out of them for cartridges. Well, for me, I've got the most out of it just sideloading ROMs. So yeah, now I just sound like a madman, you know what I mean? But that's okay. So I do think OpenFPGA, their operating system, is the future of what they're doing here. And you know, they're gonna have other devices coming out. I think I saw somewhere. Where did it say that? The future of video game preservation. That's what they call OpenFPGA. I think anybody who like touts game preservation as like a tagline to anything that they're selling. Come on now, man. You a business. You don't give two craps about game preservation. You give two craps about taking our money, right? And sitting on it. Like I said, I think with my NT Mini Noir final run video a couple years back, it's like, man, they got to be doubling their money, taking people's, cash up front, collecting interest on it, whatever the hell they're doing. Their ties to 8-Bit Dough, and who knows, man? It could be like a whole like crazy organization. Maybe they're the ones that sent that balloon out over, Canada and the US. I don't know. Was there like an Analogue logo on that damn thing? I have no idea. But yeah, video game preservation. Give me a break, man. You guys care about money. You don't care about preservation. Give me a break. But this is the thing a lot of people are waiting for, the Analogue Duo. Let's take a look at that. And I've said this before, this is the one console that they've made that I'm the least interested in. And it's actually funny because everything that this can do, I mean, it plays PC Engine, Turbo Graphics, and, CD games. You could do that on this thing. And I don't have very many games for the PC Engine or Turbo Graphics. I have a few that I've come up on over the years, but not enough to justify like, hey, I want a new system to play those games. But there's people out there, like I know, like Bithead 1000, Saramaru, like people who have big collections of PC Engine games that I think could benefit from something like this, especially with those, Turbo Duos, PC Engine CD systems, those drives being a little iffy, the age getting to them. Like, this is cool to have, I think. So yeah, it's going to be a neat option, just one that I don't think I'm going to be able to benefit from as much as I have been able to with their other devices. But they have changed. They changed this a little while back. This isn't recent, but I know somewhere on here they did change it to coming out this year in 2023. I think it's all the way at the bottom. You're gonna have two colorways, USA and Japan. $199, limited quantities. This is the thing, man. Hold it, coming all over the place, all over your face in 2023. $200. I think that's fine, but then they're gonna charge like $100 shipping probably, and then you're gonna get hit with those international transaction fees. Even though they're like, oh yeah, we're in like Seattle, Washington or something. No, they're in Hong Kong, man. That's where their banking is based out of. I know we've went into a little bit of detail over that before, but yeah, man. Like every time I've ordered from them, the shipping charges are a little higher for me. Other people, they're crazy high that I've heard. I'm like, that's nuts, man. I don't know like what the deal is with the shipping, but even when I've ordered from, like, man, shipping seems a little high. But then when I get that international transaction fee tacked on, I'm like, what the hell is this? Paying even more. It's ridiculous. But this is going to be neat when it comes out. I'm definitely going to try to grab one just for the sake of having it, testing out with the few games that I have. And sure, it'll probably be jailbroken at some point. But like I said, this thing, I can already do everything right now that this does. I could do that on the Analogue Pocket. So yeah, my interest isn't quite crazy up there for this thing. But what else could they do? Revisiting all these hardware options and incorporating their new operating system into them. I would definitely see in the future them doing different versions of the Super NT and the Mega SG. Maybe a double system, like how a lot of these companies, Retrobit, Hyperkin, Yo Mama Retro Consoles. I don't know. There's tons of companies, and they all make the same damn thing, or they used to. I don't really see them too much anymore, but like, oh, you could play Sega Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo, or Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, or Super Nintendo and NES. Like, and they're very cheap, crappy clone consoles, but they get the job done for some people. I definitely see them. Not definitely. I can't say definitely, but I could foresee them doing something similar, combining the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo into one with their new operating system. That'd be kind of neat. I don't know how interested I would be in that. Maybe I would be interested because I'm always like, okay, let me plug in the Mega SG, record footage or test games and stuff like that. Okay, let me take that out, plug in the Super NT. It would be kind of cool to have a multiple version one. But then I also think at the same time, like, what about the NES? They've never done a cheaper sub $200 NES, like the NT Mini Noir, like $450, something like that. After the shipping and fees and shit like that, it's probably like $1,000. I don't know. But I've kind of had this like feeling, this gut feeling that, man, they may revisit the NES to a cheaper plastic version. Maybe they're waiting on that. Like, what are these guys banking on to continue going forward? Like, they have to keep introducing new products. And, you know, the Analog Pocket's going to take them so far. You could still, you know, pre-order the Pocket now, and it's supposed to ship sometime this year. And all the Super NTs and Mega SGs is supposed to ship Q2 or something, Q3. I don't know, sometime this year, summertime, I think. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Like, what do you think they're going to do next? Obviously the Duo, but beyond that. That's it. Appreciate you guys.